Right, microphone is now on. This appears to be coming through. Let me just quickly send a link to another person. See what is happening. It's been a while since I've actually done anything like this at all, so I'd be interested to see if anything actually comes of it. But I've promised myself to be a bit more committed to the things that I decide to do, and with that, I am going to be just continually talking, just talking and talking and talking. I've got to make sure that everything's coming through okay. It looks like OBS is agreeing with me, which I'm quite happy for. After a while, I didn't quite like I didn't like using Streamlabs, so I've decided to go for this instead. I will get up some visual in a second. I'm just trying to see if anyone filters in at all, so that I can then go on to the visual side. Just want some people possibly to come in and be like, hey, is my voice coming through okay? Is there too much sibilance? Is there this, that, and the other? I am hoping that everything is to a degree where I can actually just get on with whatever I want to get on with. It's only going to be a short stream tonight, just so I can make sure that I've got everything kind of running as I want it to. And apart from that, yeah, I'm just probably just going to sit and chill with some FF14. Probably won't move on to another game. I'm just going to be sat here chatting about this. Would like some feedback at all, if anything at all. I don't know. Possibly. There might be someone watching this at this point. Right, I'm going to switch off this, switch on that. It's quite a bit of low end. Well, that's how the filters are. I'm going to put on the game audio. Is the game audio coming through okay? Do you want to just double check on that, make sure it's not as bad? Ooh. Oh, that was that was me positioning the camera weird. Yes, I am looking at chat. Chat is coming through. I can see you there. That's great. Chat's not too bad. In fact, I should really move the chat over to this end. I'm not too sure. Like, God damn it. She's not working anymore. That's really annoying. What have I done? No. I'll have to mess around with the actual OBS because I've... right, okay. So, can I do it like that? Yes, I can. That's more like it. It's a bit low compared to the sound effects, which might be an issue if you're mid-fight. That's a good point. Let's have a quick look at these. So everything's at 100 now. So let's go find something to fight. That's a very, very good idea. Let's go to... let's go up there. That's much better. The positioning and stuff on the actual the actual thing. Right. I need to redo these hotbars. Right. So I go like that. So how's my voice carrying from? Oh, no, that's a fate. I don't care about the fate. You get wrecked. Because I've got the game audio quite down. Turn off the up compressor, right? Thank you. Filters. Right, that's now turned off. You should be able to hear something along those lines. And will I need to put any filters on the actual game? That's another question. That didn't last as long as I wanted it to. Maybe I should go to an area with stronger monsters. How about we go up here? So just talking as normal. That's coming through okay. Right. Okay. Right, that's good. So, would I need to put a limiter on the game itself? Well, I can do that via the in-game controls. So, I would say turn the sound effects maybe down to there. Try increasing the mids, right? I can do that. Filters, just on the equalizer, yeah? So I've increased it to minus 15.2. How's that coming through? Oh yeah, I should really just keep talking. I don't... Is that good? Do you want me to increase, decrease, do anything? A little bit more, right, okay. I can do that. So that's now to... I've done it in the same kind of step, so that's like to 10. Right. Am I still good? Is it coming through any better, any worse? Decrease the lows, right? I've decreased the lows a touch. Just going off of gut feeling now. Just sheer gut feeling. It's like, that looks about right. Decrease it by 5. Right. So... to minus... decrease the mids by 5 as well. Right. So that's now at minus 15 and the low is around about minus 1.7 because that's 5 from where it was initially, because it was like 4 point something. I increased the mids a little bit too much, right? Okay. Sorry. Only the mids, not the lows. Right. I'm trying, honestly, I'm trying. Right, I'll wait until my next chat message detailing my what I next need to do for my technical. Lows need so I'll pop myself. Yeah, we'll get that sorted properly. I saw how your face lit up when you saw the VST bit, so I think that's probably going to be the best way that we go about this. You know, when we get some kind of door hooked up to this. But as far as I'm aware, like, a lot of people actually run their stuff like directly through the broadcasting system rather than going above and beyond. But I completely agree with you. Right, so is this... Yeah, so I increased the lows to 1.5. Yes, a new mic will, will have to happen when it happens, hopefully when I get some YouTube bugs. Or something like that. Yes, they have good mics and teams of people. So what about... Right. Is there any kind of value that you want me to put it to, or do you want me to increase the lows anymore? Because I'm going to wait until you say before I like start fiddling again. It's crap. Yeah, I've decreased the sound effects because they can get quite a bit grating sometimes. And Summon is actually a really good job because it's big and flashy. Gain on my mic by about 5. It's... on the physical mic. So that's me touching it just a touch. Because I was a little bit there with words. So yeah, I've turned the dial on the back of it. Is that good? I didn't want to like a little bit more, right? Just a touch more. No, that's the wrong one. Right, just a touch more. Right, that's a touch more on that. I'm just waiting for confirmation whether that is enough. A bit more. Right, I can do a bit more. Right. That's a touch more yet again. I've been doing a lot of talking already. I may need to get myself a drink quickly. So, is this good? Is this bad? I'm not too sure. Yeah, I can hear tiny bit more. Right, that's a tiny bit more. And I'm just wondering because of the position that I'm sat in, like I'm not going to be like proper eating the mic because that's not going to be comfortable over a longer period of time. Right, go into a fight. Can do. There was a cactus over here that I can beat up. Right, so now I'm fighting this cactus, the Nepalitender. I'm talking over it. I'm very, very slightly dodging AoEs. I'm not really trying that all that hard. And that is a dead cactus. That was a quite a little fight. Nothing too major. I'm just waiting until I get kind of get tagged by something else. Yeah. Do you want like a proper fight with multiple people? Because I can do a quick, like a roulette or something. Like a trial or a raid. That might be a good idea. I'll go into a trial. Anything that I'm missing? Something Bahamut. I do sound a bit muffled. Right. Should I turn down the game volume? Or is that just things fighting each other? I'm not too sure how much delay between what I'm looking at and what's actually being broadcast is. Let's just wait for everyone to queue in. Right, they're fighting each other. Okay. So after this we should see, you know, whether or not like the actual audio for the game itself should be turned down. Right. Plus limiter. Right, there's now a limiter on that. I should really change my settings so people aren't popping up. So while I'm fighting, I'm probably not going to be messing around with any particular settings. I'm just going to be actually doing the fight. So anything, yes. So there is one on there now. So I've put the limiter on, and I'm just I'm kind of waiting for this to finish, or at least get to a point where I can like look at stuff. Turn my mic up. Right. So is that more of the... Ah, bugger. I wasn't looking. I was looking at the chat. So is that turn the gain down because or turn the gain up on the microphone? Like I'm waiting for when you can, you need to uphold the threshold on the limited to 0 decibels. Right. And I'll need you to clarify if that is on my microphone or if that's on the limiter on the game audio. Right, game audio down first. Right. Cool, we're at a point now. Game audio. Right, I've knocked the game audio down just a touch via the broadcasting software. Right, I'll have threshold on limiter. Yeah, it's down there. It is threshold. Right, that's now on that. Right, so I've popped the threshold on the limiter to 0 decibels. Yeah, I can see how that's going to be quite loud. And you know, especially if I want to carry on doing stuff like this with this particular game, it is quite a loud, big game. I'll talk to you about the spatial audio stuff that I saw as well at some point soon, because that was interesting. Unfortunately, I have to pay for it, and yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. And oh Jesus Christ, that. Maybe like a pop shield? I don't know. Right. I'll pop myself over here. 'Cause I have noticed like there's a little bit of a I shan't make that noise again. I'm terribly sorry that. Thankfully, it's only for the normal, so like, and it's not like I have to try. Right, let's pop ourselves over here. Take a game down just a bit more. That's absolutely fine. Right, game is now down. And it's about on the bar. It's about a quarter of the way down. It's still fairly loud for me, but like that's fine. Like I'm just kind of right. My places are. Oh yeah, of course they're called that because they are explosive. Hey, I do pay attention. I'm learning. Right, that's that fight. I'll give someone a pendium. No, I didn't even realise. I'll grab that. Standard. Oh yes. Oh cool. I forgot about those. Right, leave. Yes, and I think we'll have to sort that out at some point. Unfortunately, like everything that costs money. Right, quickly muting for just a sec. Right, I can turn the game down just a touch more. That's absolutely fine. I'll do that amount there. And I was just pouring myself a drink. Right. Okay. So that was pretty successful. Right. Unfortunately, it has to be multiple interactions and stuff like that. They do pay attention to that sort of thing. I'm just gonna quickly check because I put it on a few other stuff. Yeah, I put it on a few different like social bits and pieces, trying to see who was interested. So yeah, it's just one of those. In fact, I'm just gonna quickly ask someone. Sorry for the typing, but I'm not that sorry. And sounds. No worries. Right. Right, get rid of you. Hopefully the keyboard wasn't too bad in the background. I tried to be like quite soft on that. But essentially, what I'm trying to, because I can see like I've got the concurrent viewers, I've got the chat rate. It's a lot more how can I put it? It's a lot more accurate with the YouTube. At least I hope it is. A lot more responsive as well. A lot of the Twitch stuff, it was you know, I'd have like maybe a couple of people, but it was saying that it was, you know, only one or this, that, and the other. It's I'm not too sure. But anyway, what classes do I need to level still? Still need to level Ninja. I still need to level all of the healers. Dancer. black mage, red mage. I have to get all of them out the way at some point. I also need to mess around with all of my all of my hotbars since coming over to the new PC, and I'll need to look up rotations and stuff to be able to do that properly. I want to get myself to the point where I can actually play all the classes to a reasonable degree, so I can then start messing around with like mental roulette and stuff like that. But yeah, the main idea is I'll be making 2 characters. One... That's alright. I'll be making 2 characters. One will be experiencing the game as if I was someone with friends who are at endgame. And the idea behind that is like, how does 14 hold up if you are just playing for the game? Like, not playing for the story, not playing for anything like that. You want to get to endgame, you want to be able to play with your friends in endgame, but you're not going to pay for a story skip or level skip or anything like that. You just want to sit down and get through it. You don't care about who anyone is, you don't care about anything else like that. You just want to be able to go, hey, I am now max level, which is at the time of this stream level 100. There's a new raid that's just about to come out, and my friends have said, hey, we need a physical melee. So for that particular character, I'll be running as a Dragoon. And you can see that I haven't touched, my old things, because I didn't realise that I had an old upload is literally just going with old skills that no longer exist from Endwalker. Bloody hell. So yeah, the idea behind that is, right, I am Mr. Dragoon, I am now level 100, I'm now geared up enough, or as close to as geared up enough. Can I enter into... how long will it take you? Like, in terms of playtime, because I can quickly just go down here and I can type in playtime. Like, this character has done 390 days, 16 hours and 46 minutes. And that's over a period of... it's going to be coming up to 12 years, where I started in 2013. This is the character that I made for the first open beta of A Realm Reborn. I then messed around with another character on another server, because that's where some real life friends were. They ditched the game, I kept going, and I went back to this character. And I kind of just stuck around with her for the longest time. So there's going to be that, where it's like, right. And the main experiment is, how good is the game for being a game, rather than the kind of whole narrative experience. Like, how much am I going to get out of this by just playing the game? The second character, however, is going to be looking for a more complete, look at the game as a whole, taking into consideration that I have been playing for far too long, and this is my, if I don't know what to play but I want to play something, this is what I go for. And I'm going to be looking into, like, right, so what makes this game something that I keep coming back to, and not say like Guild Wars 2 or World of Warcraft. And that will be going through all of the side content, main story, paying attention to all of the cutscenes, everything like that, and giving it a thorough scraping. I'm not going to go too much into achievement hunting, but I'm probably going to end up completing a whole bunch of achievements just by doing it. And oh, I've got a few more people. I wonder. So with that, it's and those will be streamed. I'll be doing them solely on stream, so I can't go and do I can't go do bits and pieces on the outside, and I'll be tracking it through playtime, and I'll be then taking each stream session for however many hours that I'm going to be doing them, and I'll be condensing them down into shorter videos, kind of adding some kind of overdubbing as well, where I talk about, like, right, for this session on, say, the cutscene skipper character, it will be, right, we got through level 20 to 40 in the space of 2 hours, taking out all of the story, and through that I did X amount of dungeons, X amount of trials, and how fun was it from a gameplay perspective? Doing just the MSQ. It's like, right, okay, is that interesting enough to keep me occupied? Or is it just monotonous busy work? I'll be ignoring all of the fates, all of the side quests. I'll be doing 2 things on that, and that is MSQ and whatever. Oh, okay. That'll be... Well, no one was chatting, so... And, I'm kind of just, talking continually, as I should be, because this is a live broadcast. And I'm talking about, like, my plans and bits and pieces going forward. Because at least then, those who are looking at it for the sound... Oh, thanks. Oh, hey, Josh. Funny enough, I need to give you my new Discord. Say help. Yes, help, please. Slight little drink. So, yes, I need to give you my new Discord because there were authentication foibles, so I've had to make a new profile. Long story. But yeah, essentially... And then the go away. No, leave me alone. No. Please. Yes, and I also had hardware issues, which didn't help matters at all, because I've only just sorted out my new, I've just sorted out my new PC, even though it's not that new anymore, and it's been sat there for months, and I had a problem with the M.2 hard drive, and I got annoyed with it, so I left it, and then I continued to leave it, and then when I finally sat down, it took me a good while to figure out what the issue was, and then the fix was about 10 minutes. I was very, very annoyed. That was, I'm not too happy about that. But it is what it is. I can't really do much. Well, I'm going to sit on a bench. While I am talking away, I shall sit on a bench. And... anything else that I can do? Yeah, okay, that's good. I know Steph, going through the audio and stuff, she wasn't happy about certain things, but is that such a bad thing? Me being a little bit bassy, is that such a bad thing? Because I'm not like this in real life. We've done extensive filtering. Oh yeah, and the mic itself is like that. Um, but no, that's not too bad. So who else did you call? You can send it on Messenger if you don't want to like overtly put people out. Right. Right. Let me just. Yes. Hopefully not too dead. No, fair enough. Fair enough. I suppose it is a Friday, so he's a little bit. He's normally a bit busy. But yeah. So there's. Thanks, guys. Actually, I wonder, is Sam online? I can see if he's online. No, he's not online. But yeah, so not just with 14, I am going to be exploring other things as well. One of them is I'm going to be going through, especially to begin with, I'm going to be going through the first 3 generations of Pokemon, because I've recently started playing on my Steam Deck the Legacy ROM hacks. So that's a ROM hack of Pokemon Yellow. Yes. Fridays are a double-edged sword. Yes. It's one of the best times to get people to look at you. And also, a lot of the times people do have lives. I will be streaming more regularly. And I will be trying to at least have some stuff going more than once a week. I've kind of made a decision. I'm going to commit a lot more this time. Yes, it is half term. For English viewers, it is half term. The children are off school. So I'll be doing mainly evenings, and I've started playing these 3 Pokemon ROM hacks, one of Yellow, one of Crystal, and one of Emerald. And the idea behind it is not to like make it super hard or make it super broken. It's kind of to make it a more complete game from the kind of view of a Pokemon fan. So I'm very interested to do them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do comparisons. So I'm going to go and do a Pokemon Yellow playthrough. And then I'm going to do a Yellow Legacy playthrough. And Crystal and Emerald and so forth, and then kind of grab the stream footage of both and kind of put them together and be like, right, here's how the original game does this, and here's how this new one does this. And I quite like how it is in the original, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. I'm quite interested to do those, and then from there, not really too sure. If I can build an audience a bit, I'll probably start looking into like essentially using this as a vehicle for my own nostalgia. And yes, using this as a vehicle for my own nostalgia. That's another one. In fact, if I can get the Android emulator working, that might actually be quite fun to do. Is messing around with decks and putting out, especially on the the PvP. Josh plays a lot of TCGs. Right, Josh, that's a very interesting point. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how this particular lull in patch content has been a lot more devastating this time around. And to be perfectly honest, it reminds me a lot of how WoW players I knew were talking about various bits and pieces as Shadowbringers was out. So I can't remember the WoW expansions that they were having issues with, but it does seem to me like it's very much a similar issue. Move you there, move you there, move you there. Right, I'm going to be working on one of those particular videos myself, and my opinion is they blew their load too early with Endwalker. But this is a game that can't end, at least not right now. And there's definitely a big chunk of it which does come down to the fact that you can't... Yeah. Endwalker had to be this big bombastic finale, but now we're kind of stuck languishing on the... Okay, so Endwalker's over. Cool. What now? And what we have instead is kind of just a bit, well, I haven't finished 7.1, so the most recent MSQ content I kind of ditched. Like, you can see here, like, I still have MSQ to go for this thing, and I'm kind of leaving it on purpose. There's lots of different bits and pieces that I want to do first. I've started getting back into crafting. We've been playing on Steph's character for a long time, and we're on the just post basic Endwalker now, and we're kind of giving it a bit of space so that we then can't start the Zero arc, and that's not spoilers. So with that, I'm kind of giving it a little bit of space. We're going to again get through the post-Endwalker patch content and then get to Dawntrail, because I'd like... Yeah, no, I can imagine if you were doing Savage content, but this is one of the things people have brought up quite a lot, is that there's no middle road stuff. Like, the relic grind is normally that middle road stuff. They had it pretty good in Heavensward, where you had the animal relics. You had quite a clear thing, going back into old content, do this, do that. You had Eureka, which was great for some people, but not so great for others. And then they kind of made it a bit better. I've recently gone back to Bozja, through trying to get stuff sorted for Steph's character for the big payoff scene, and the big payoff scene in Endwalker, where all of the side content people kind of reappear and be like, hey, we're here to help you. So we went through Bozja, and I went further than I have on my main character. Like, if I just put that there, that's where I am. I haven't done that on my main character. And that in of itself, like, yeah, like, I'm not too big of a fan of some of the, some of the weapons, but some of them are great. The Dark Knight one, yeah, that's pretty damn cool. And I've left that. No, I've only recently, on Steph's character, gotten through to Zadnor. I haven't done Dalrider or anything like that, so that aspect of the story I have never actually seen. And with that, it's just like, right, I dropped that content because that was content that required people at the right time, and I didn't have the time to actually do it properly, or the time to commit myself to something like that. And I'm very much looking forward to the occult island thing, whatever they're calling it, the new exploratory zone. but that's not coming out until May. And this is one of the things of like, so I've got this kind of piece to camera that I'm going to be putting together, and I've been kind of not so much scripting, but more having like key points to kind of ramble on about. And one of those is like, I remember back in there, in A Realm Reborn, you finished A Realm Reborn and you could start and get up to your Zenith weapon. Well, not even to your Zenith weapon, but you could get your relic weapon to go with your class almost immediately. And that's how you unlocked your hard mode fights. That's where you got Titan hard, Ifrit hard, and Garuda hard. And you had to do them. Then I remember in Heaven's Ward, where yeah, it took a little bit afterwards to start doing it. I could be remembering wrong. I think it was just after, yeah, so it's like, but it was 3.1. So you had your beginnings there, and you could get your special weapon, and it was that much better, and it was up there. Then, yeah, so, and then in Stormblood, it was part of like the whole thing with Animos. I think that was also a 0.1 patch. So Eureka started off pretty much straight away, and you had something to do with the job armor and the job weapon that you got at the end of your little your particular class storyline. And then in Bozja, and then Endwalker, like, Jesus Christ, like and it was really depressing to learn that Matsuno got a fair amount of hate. People weren't happy. I think even it was Japanese players, which like probably got to him a bit more. Is that people weren't happy with the Bozja story, and he's kind of like hung up his hat and he's gone like, I'm no longer doing this. But for the most part, like it's going to be part of what I'm going to be rambling on about, like I am right now, is that they need stuff like this. Yes, something like Eureka Orthos, Heaven on High, Palace of the Dead, Eureka Orthos, great. I do love the Deep Dungeon content. I've been going back on Palace of the Dead recently, and I do want to actually do an attempt at a solo to 200. In fact, give me a second. Yeah, whatever, go away. I'm trying to remember what my stats are, but it's probably easier just to go and actively look. They're really fun. There is a definite amount of grind to begin with. So for example, yeah, like I need to get myself up to level 99 on both of those, and then I can like actually start going through properly. You can go there. You can bugger off. I need... That can go there. That can also go there. Yeah, that should be fine. But yeah, Palace of the Dead, in of itself, it's a good idea, and it's something that you can keep going back to because it's a roguelite or roguelike. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to go and right. So the idea is I'm gonna go in by myself, and I'm gonna start at floor 1. So the first one has 200 floors in total, and it's a separate system. So what you see here is I've got, I'll move that little map. You've got a little map, you've got items that you can pick up. I'll lock that. You've got little items that you can pick up, and you've got chests and bits and pieces, but you start off at level 1. This only goes up to level 60, and the other one goes up to next one goes up to level 70, and the most recent one goes up to level 90. But the idea is there's no party dynamics, there's no anything like that. It is, you are essentially playing a roguelite. Everything's randomly generated, from the enemies to the map layout, and it's a dungeon crawler. And you have to survive, because if you get buggered, once you die, you die. Especially if you're playing by yourself. So you have to avoid enemies, you have to not step on traps. A lot of the stuff that they did for DR, Delubrium Reginae, was actually kind of a mix between Final Fantasy XII and Palace of the Dead. At least in my eyes, I can see like both of them kind of came into that. So you're running around, you've got to kill a certain amount of enemies on each floor to then go onto the next floor. And you do floors in sets of 10. So at the end of every 10 floors, there is a boss. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do that. Hyper potion? Oh yes. Set hotbar. I will also set... Where is it? I can't. I need to get the Eureka version. Max potion. Set hotbar. Set that there. So you have to be careful. Yeah. Well, at some point, like... Yes. The best thing to do is, like, because you're still on Odin, aren't you? That's a fairly popular server. There are groups that run it quite often, and what I've found is putting up a party finder for, like, hey, help me get to, you know, get me to floor X or whatever. People are actually really quite happy to do so, because especially from floor 50 to 100, people are gonna get the levels for their arm and armor. No, I've moved all the way to Phantom to play with Sam. So I moved out there to help them. But I'm, to be perfectly honest, like, I've always been a bit homeless. Like, I don't really... Because I play at just such weird times, and I do play like a single player, and it's what, to be honest, like, there's certain things that the dev team have done which are very anti-MMO in a way, which I don't mind. Yeah. And I don't mind the kind of the way that the Japanese player base have gone, like, hey, we're Final Fantasy fans first. We want to play this as a single player game. I get that. I very much get that. But I don't, like, I'm it's also one of those where it's like, I am just a miserable bugger. Actually, there are quite a few houses on Phantom. The wards are pretty empty. The main issue is, actually, it's more finding people for content. And, yeah. But I think that's just going to be an issue overall. Especially as we're kind of like stuck in the doldrums. Once patch comes around, and if it's a good patch, then you might have more people coming on, giving, you know, it's kind of trying to give people reasons, not just raid log, would be nice. Oh, that's not too bad. So yeah, you run into traps, and traps do funny things. I'm gonna get to the end of this 10 floors, and once I do that, Josh has already got his answer, and we already own it. And the answer is 7. You know what, I'm actually going to put that there, because I keep going to my third hotbar to actually use that skill. To be honest, with the older games, I prefer, well, I say I prefer, I quite like FF1. I never really tried 2, but 2's always kind of put me off with its weird mechanics. 4 was one of the first ones that I actually completed outside of the PlayStation ones. I had that on the DS. And it then turns out that the DS version was like way overtuned and a lot harder. I do like 4. 5 is very... It's the best way to put it. I quite like 5 because it's comfy, it's very fun to play, and there's all of the different combinations, and like, quote unquote, the story isn't as serious. Hey, it's not me saying no to 7. The issue with 7 is 7 fans, and that's Steph's issue, not mine. 4, so the story with 4, it's not like overly complicated, but it's unapologetically, it's kind of genuine. It's a classic fantasy story, and it does really well for that. Right, I may have to go and mess around with some kind of... Oh, shoot. Mess around with some kind of setting to see if I can have this more on... more one-to-one, because there seems to be a little bit of a delay between the chat and what I'm saying. Right, what floor? We're on floor 5. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's do that. Current floor, do that again. At some point, I do actually want to try. I do want to actually try 8. 8's one that's always kind of I've been put off for some unknown reason, possibly Spoony. Like way back in the day. Do that for my defense. Yeah, especially as there's one of you right around the corner. You know, you can play these games yourself, Steph. You just have to get better at them. There's something about it that just interests me, though. Like, it seems experimental bad rather than just bad. Alright. Oh, there it is. That's not too bad. I just don't like it. Simple. That's for Kingdom Hearts. I'm just not a fan. There's not really much else I can say. It's just like, it's alright. You know, I played through 1. That's enough. I think as I get older, like, slower gameplay is something that I quite like. Right, floor 7, I shall do that. And, oh, there's another accursed horde. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, apparently it's good. Yeah, Nier's another one where I got to a point I was just like, I can't be arsed with this. I'll do that. Die. But yeah, Nier's a good game. And I'm like, yes, Nier is a good game. Am I a good player though? The answer is no. No, I am not. And, you know, as my reflexes get worse and worse, I do tend to like my slower paced gameplay. Yeah, it's, you know, it's still pretty good. In fact, we've got it. It's in a disc. Plays like Devil May Cry's and the Bayonettas. See, the Digimon Cyber Sleuth games are a lot more on my level, because it's just like, well, I say they're a lot more on my level. The issue with those is that I get very much stuck in the getting, the leveling up and the leveling down of everything. Oh, really? I thought they hate each other? How bizarre. Oh, fuck. It's one of these. Go away. And you go away too. So on each tier, there's certain enemies that if they will end your run if you don't deal with them properly. So they become like puzzles within themselves. And for the first tier, it's the Hornets, because the Hornets will use a move called Final Sting, which will literally one-shot you. Right, there's no accursed horde here. And this is the second to last floor anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's move on. You're not really playing it. You're not playing those sorts of games for the story. You're playing it for the gameplay and the bosses. The story is literally there as window dressing to facilitate the cool moments, quote unquote. I would say anyway. And yeah, the music's good. I still like the music for... Oh, shit. No. So, I have to now survive, because I am Frog. Or Toad. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, I level up. So I literally did not need to. Right, this is where this is, so... Yeah, there are traps that turn you into a frog. There's what else? There's traps that silence you, traps that cause an explosion. And if you're clever with the explosion ones, you can also get enemies. Right, if I kill you, I should be able to get through to the next floor. I was right. Your eyes are pretty bad, and you're watching this on a mobile device. Right, boss, and if I go like that, right. One, two. I can put 5 stacks of vulnerability on the boss while I'm in this form, and then I can transform back. Use that, do that. Bam, bam. So Machinist is one of the best classes for Palace of the Dead because you can just run around and still hit stuff. And that's it. That is the first 10 floors of Palace of the Dead. Right, cool. Leave. I'm done. Right, I'd say that is a successful test stream. So, I will, in fact, end the stream. Let me just... So, thank you very much, both of you, for coming along and making sure that it is running okay, I sound okay as I can be, and like, you know, the video wasn't like too shitty. Yes, I will. In fact, I will do that after I stop this. Well, regardless, if you look at the time, we have to be up early tomorrow. I'm off to Whitby. But yes, I'm off to the seaside tomorrow, so I have to be up early. Anyway, thank you very much, and I shall be on, hopefully, within the next couple of days. Right then. Stopping now.